Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. It's good to see so many people in the chat room this morning, some old and new names alike. So, welcome to Monday. Woo, you made it. You made it to another week, a new week. Congratulations. What do I want to talk about? Before I start the lesson, weather. Of course I want to talk about weather. I always talk about weather. The weather has changed. The weather has changed here. This broadcast comes from Spokane, Washington, in the good old USA. We're up in the northwest corner of America, and it's cold here. It's December. That means it's winter. So let's look at some things associated with winter, and then we'll talk about the vocabulary of crime. The next couple days, actually, we'll talk about vocabulary related to crime. But first, the weather. So I woke up this morning and I had to use this. I had to use this instrument, this tool, on my car. This is called a scraper. My car was covered in ice, or we also call it frost. This is frost. It's like very fine ice crystals. And it was all over my car's windshield, my car's windows. So we have to use this in the winter, a scraper. It's necessary to have a scraper in your car. As you're defrosting it, you usually don't want to wait the whole time for your windows to defrost completely, so you use a scraper to speed up the process to get the frost off. And there's a little bit of snow on the ground. It did snow a little bit this weekend, and most of it's melted, but you'll find in some places where there's grass, you'll find a little bit of snow. So it's definitely beginning to feel like winter. It is very, very cold, super cold here. So feels a lot like winter. I am very tired. Here, let me give you a close-up of my red eyes. I was up late last night. I judged a comedy competition. We have a place called the Spokane Comedy Club, and it gets famous comedians there, but it also gives a chance for local comedians to do their shows as well. And so the local comedians here do a debate, a comedy debate, where they pick a topic and two comedians debate against each other. And I got to be a judge. I got to judge the competition, and I got to say who I thought was the best comedian. So that's what I was doing. That's why I'm so tired. It was a late night being a judge. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. And then because it's so cold, another thing, when I got home, another thing I had to do is I had to turn off my outside faucets, my outside water, because when it gets this cold, they'll freeze and it will become ice, and that ice will expand, will get bigger in the pipes, and it will break the pipes. So I had to turn off my outside water, and it took me a while with a flashlight in the basement to find my turn-off valves, to find the switch that would turn off the water. But I did it, so that's another thing I did last night. Yeah, I got to judge a battle of comedians. It's a good way to say it. I know, Nora. I know it never snows in Egypt. That's why I was showing you these pictures. These pictures probably look pretty strange to you, with a little bit of snow. And I think a lot of you may have never used this before, an ice scraper to get the ice off your car. And you may never have seen frost before. And it's kind of like very, very thin, fine ice. It's kind of beautiful, actually. Frost is very beautiful, makes very beautiful patterns. Yeah, I'm living in a house, so I have to turn off my outside faucets so the pipes don't freeze. Something I learned this winter about living in a house. Okay, are you ready for some crime, some vocabulary crime? Good. Before we start, though, let me do my introduction into the links. The first link I have, maybe I should share the class notes with you. How about that first? Okay, let me grab the link. In the chat room, I shared with you a link. And you can go ahead, if you're on your computer, you can open that. It may not work on your phone, and I think it'll work on tablets as well. Okay, here we go. The links really quick. If you want to know more about the Smrt Live classes, you can always email Zach at this address. If you want to know more about the subscription service, where you get access to the Smrt curriculum, which I'll be teaching off of today. If you want to do homework for extra practice, if you want quizzes and exams, and at the end a certification, go ahead and open one of these two links on the page to learn more about that. And there are 4 classes to choose from. Nicole with pre-intermediate, Mark with intermediate, me with upper intermediate, and then Josh with English for academic purposes. So those are paid classes, but you do get access to the Smrt curriculum. You get to do homework and have a teacher comment and mark up your homework. You get quizzes and exams, and at the end, a certification. Certification. No, certification is that right? Certification? Yeah, let's call it a certificate. You get a certificate at the end. And then this link will take you to our school page. We are in America, in Spokane. That's where Josh, Nicole, and I broadcast our Smrt Live classes from. So if you'd like to know more, you can click that link. And then finally, as I always say, because you're on YouTube, you probably already know this, but we do have a channel. And as you can see, I'm teaching now. You can look at upcoming videos and what time they'll air. So you can always come back and watch another teacher. You can look at past streams. You can look at archived classes. You can watch an entire class in the past. And finally, there's another teacher on the YouTube channel, that's Sean, and you can watch his videos as well. I, once again, am Neal Hallgarth. I did not change this weekend. I am the same. And today we're going to talk about vocabulary related to crime. Vocabulary related to crime. And I have the words here on the class notes I shared with you. I am going to be showing you the presentation, and I did get this from the Smrt curriculum. This is English 125, 8-1 vocabulary. Last couple lessons we covered the same topic. We're still on crime, talking all about crime. So you guys should now be experts about crime. Here we go. And if you have any questions, you'll see me keep looking over at the chat room. So type those questions in. If I miss one, go ahead and try to type it again, and I'll try to catch them. Here we go. Okay, the first vocabulary word, accuse, and it's a verb. And the example sentence is, he was wrongly accused of stealing the money. And as you can see in the picture, somebody's pointing a finger. Looks like they're accusing you, or they're accusing us. It's pointed directly at us. Oh, are you having problems with that link? Is that link not working? Can anybody open it? I think somebody did open it. No? Let me try again. Let me try that link again. Let me test that, make sure it's working for me. Looks like it is working for me. Okay, I will copy and paste one more time. Not sure why you're having issues, but again, you can always just watch the video and learn the words. So this guy is accusing whoever he is pointing at. He is telling somebody they committed a crime. They did something wrong. When you indicate that somebody did something wrong, you accuse them. You accuse them. And here he was wrongly accused of stealing the money. So this man pointing is accusing someone of stealing money. Sure, okay. Go ahead, try an off-topic question. I'll try to answer that. Angel, the certificate you get here cannot replace an IELTS score. It cannot replace an IELTS score. I'm sorry. Fahar, I will give you a link when we're done with the class here. Maybe something that will help you with that. Oh, you guys are asking. Oh, okay, I know. Sorry, guys, I know what's wrong with the link. That's my bad. I can fix that. Give me a second. Okay, let's try this now. One more time, I'm going to share that with you. Okay. Try it now. I think it should work now. Morning, Jan. Okay, here we go with the next one. Admit, verb. She admitted stealing the candy. She admitted stealing the candy. Woohoo! Okay, good. The link's working now. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to click a button. Forgot to click an option there. Okay, next one. Admit, verb. She admitted stealing the candy. And here we can see a baby stealing the candy. Admit is when you say you did something wrong. You committed the crime. You admit. So we have accuse and admit. Accuse and attack. Okay, accuse, you use your words or maybe something in writing on a piece of paper. Words, you use language to say somebody did a crime. Attack is when you use your body to physically hurt somebody else. Attack is when you use your body to hurt somebody else. Accuse is just using words to tell somebody they committed a crime. Oh, Milena, okay, your words attic and loft, those two words are very close in meaning, and sometimes we use them as synonyms, use them the same. However, an attic, I would say, in America is space above your house that you use for storage, and a loft is a space above the house that you can use as a room, you can use for living. So you can live in a loft, but you cannot live in an attic. Let's put it that way. Attic is mostly storage or just space above a house. Loft is a useful area. You can use it for something, and it's also above the house. So hopefully that answers your questions. Okay. Admit, confess, yes, good. A good synonym for admit is confess. You say you did the crime. Candy, Well, in the picture, if you look, you see all these, we would call these suckers or lollipops on the ground. This is candy. Candy. Sweet, sugary treats for children. Candy. Yes, admit is always when the person says, I did it. I admit. You have to do it personally. Somebody cannot admit for you. You admit, yes, it was my fault. I did that. I committed the crime. No, Fire, that's right. Yes, Leo, you can rent a loft if you have a lot of money. Okay, next, assault, which can be a noun or a verb. If you attack someone, you have committed assault. So the crime of attacking someone, is called an assault. And here we see a soldier assaulting. If sometimes there are rules and laws in war, and if you break those rules or laws, you have committed assault. Usually it happens at home, like in the country. Just a criminal, normal criminal can commit assault when they attack somebody. I don't think soldiers are often accused of assault. Yeah, it's attack. Let's look at the next one. Behind bars, which is a phrase. And we use it kind of as an adjective phrase, or it's also kind of serves as a prepositional phrase. The criminal is no longer on the streets committing crimes. He is now behind bars. And when I said we often use it as an adjective phrase, here you see the be verb, he is, and then adverb now, he is now behind bars. So we use it often after a be verb to describe somebody, to describe a criminal. A criminal is behind bars. And I don't think this dog committed a crime, but this dog is behind bars. This dog has been locked in a cage. Behind bars. Okay, so some questions if we go up here. Yes, steal is theft. Steal is taking something that doesn't belong to you. And here we have the ing form, stealing. So stealing is like theft. Assault. I guess it would be poetic. It would be poetic or a metaphor if we said somebody assaulted you with words, or you assaulted somebody with your words. But yes, that is possible. You can assault somebody with words. It has more of a poetic meaning, however. Assault, like attack, you could use a gun, you could use a knife, you could use your fists. It's any form of physical attack you perform on another person. And it is the name of the crime. You will be, if you attack somebody with your body and you attack their body, you will be accused of assault. You will be accused of assault. And behind bars, yeah, that means in prison, in jail, locked up. I'm sorry to hear that, Kenny. I'm sorry to hear that you have been accused of being too handsome. But you're right, it's just better to admit it. Good, Leo. Yes, that's something we say. We do say verbal assault. Verbal assault. When you attack somebody's character, when you attack somebody's personality with words. Verbal assault. Yes, assault is always violent. Always violent. Okay, next one. Break in. Phrasal verb. Phrasal verb, break in. Somebody broke into my car last night and stole my camera. And if we look at the picture, this is a very good picture of somebody who broke in, now it's past, who broke into this car. Somebody broke into my car last night and stole my camera. And we usually use break in for cars and for houses. For cars and for houses. Break in, smash a window, smash a door, break a window, break a door, and take something from inside. Break in, break in. Thushara, how to use verb plus verb. How to use verb plus verb. Okay, if we go back to the word admit and look at this example sentence, she admitted stealing the candy. Here we have verb plus verb, a verb pattern. Admitted is our main verb, and it's past tense, admitted. And then if we want to use a verb after that, we have two choices, either to plus a verb or verb ing. And here with after admit, we should use the verb ing. So admitted stealing. That's a verb plus a verb, called a verb pattern. That's how you use verb plus verb. Break in. David, you're asking about the word bail. Bail is when somebody is behind bars and you pay money so they can get out of jail or prison. They will still be accused of the crime and will still have to go to court. But if you pay their bail, they can live outside until the court date and don't have to stay behind bars. Break-in, you don't enter stealthily, Chaminda. When you break in, you enter very forcibly. You break in with by breaking something. You destroy something in order to break in. So whenever anybody sees the car or the house, they will see very clearly that it has been broken into. Yeah, it's by force. Entering a boat, if there is something locked on the boat and you break something to get past that lock, or you break the lock, that is break-in. Otherwise, it would be trespassing. If you are on somebody's property and you should not be on their property, you're on their land, and I guess that would apply to a boat as well, or you're in a building you should not be in, that's called trespassing. Trespassing. Okay, here we go. Next one, bullet. This gun does not have any bullets in it. Here this gun is discharging or firing its last bullet. And here we see the casing, the metal thing that goes around the bullet is being ejected from the chamber. And the bullet, of course, comes out this end. And this is the last one. This is the last one. So this gun does not have any bullets in it. It is now empty. And of course, a bullet is the sharp thing that comes out of a gun. Bullet. Ammunition. Ammunition. Going back to break-in, when you break into some place, you do destroy something. Something will be broken. You will destroy somebody's car or house. You will definitely destroy the window or the door. That's a break-in. And it's not just destroying a window or a door, it's also taking something from inside. So destroying for the purposes of taking something from the inside. That's why criminals break into something. Rashida, with the word crime, the verb we use most often with crime is commit. Commit a crime. The criminal committed the crime. Good, Aaron. That's good. So Aaron wrote the example sentence, somebody broke into my home last night and stole my money. That is correct. That is correct. Somebody broke into my home last night and stole my money. That would be a correct use of break-in. And of course, broke into would be the past tense. Yeah, good, DRE. When you pull the trigger, a bullet will be fired. When you pull the trigger down here, a bullet will be fired. Okay, next, burglar, noun. A burglar broke into my house last week. So if a person breaks into a car or a house and takes something, that person is now a burglar. B-U-R-G-L-A-R, burglar, burglar. Yes, Rashida, the word commit is also used with suicide. Commit suicide. Commit a crime. Yeah, a burglar is a criminal who breaks into a house or car and steals something. That's a burglar. A burglar broke into my house last week and took something. Burglars steal. Burglars are thieves. Another word for thief. Someone who steals. Yeah, Steve, a verb we can use is discharge. Discharge a bullet. The bullet was discharged from the gun. Means same as fire. Discharge or fire. When you fire a gun, a bullet is discharged. It's always a good idea, Leo, to learn self-defense in case a burglar breaks into your house. And yes, also the noun, the crime itself, that's good. The crime itself is called a burglary with a Y at the end. So if you add a Y at the end, now you have a burglary. Jan, corruption. Corruption is the crime of something official like government or a business accepting money to do something it would not normally do. So corruption is when something official like a business or a government accepts money, takes money to do something they would not normally do. They agree to do something for money, and that's called corruption. That's called corruption. Let's see. Thief, robber, burglar, these are all words for people that steal. Thief, robber, burglar. Yes, the burglar is the person who commits the crime of breaking into a house or car and stealing something. That person is now a burglar. You, if you own the house, you have been burgled. You have been burgled. So, or burglared. Sorry, I messed that one up. You have been burglared. You have been burglared. You have been stolen from. Nitesh, if you're just joining us, we are studying the vocabulary of crime. There is the link. Okay, let's go on to the next word. Your example sentences are sometimes quite silly. They make me laugh. Okay, the next one, capital adjective. Capital adjective. We began about a half hour ago, but we haven't talked about a lot of words yet. Let's talk about capital as an adjective. Capital punishment is also known as the death penalty. Capital punishment is also known as the death penalty. So here we are using the word capital as an adjective before the noun punishment. It's another name for death penalty, the highest form of punishment. You can use capital as an adjective to mean the highest form of something. It comes from the capital. It comes from the capital of the country. The highest form of something. Capital. Capital can also mean money. It can also mean the city where the head of the government is. And as an adjective, it can also mean the highest form of punishment, capital punishment. Yes, it is the death penalty. So here we see two nooses. Here's one noose, here's another noose. And these, of course, are used to hang someone. And that would be capital punishment if someone was hung for their crimes. Yes, nooses are for hanging people. Here in Washington State, where I live, we used to hang criminals. We don't anymore. We are with most of the United States, where our capital punishment is called lethal injection, where they put needles in the criminal's arms and they fill them with a poison that will slowly kill them. It's called lethal injection, and that's the most common form of capital punishment. Like execution, it is like execution. Let's see. Rashida, what would you like me to write for you? Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, that word. Okay, in the chat room, noose. These things, when you tie a rope like this, N-O-O-S-E. N-O-O-S-E. Noose. Okay, next one. Capture, a noun or a verb. The entire crime was captured by my camera. The entire crime was captured by my camera. So capture means you have now evidence on camera or on microphone. You have evidence that somebody did something. Maybe you have evidence of a burglar breaking into your house. It was captured on camera. His crime was captured on camera. So it means, yes, capture can also mean arrest. Capture can also be when you get the criminal. When you finally find and get the criminal, that is also capture. Yeah, film or on microphone. Capture, noun or verb. The entire crime was captured by my camera. Capture, same as kidnap? Not really. Kidnap is a crime. Capture is when you have evidence of a criminal committing a crime, or the police actually grab the criminal. They actually get the criminal. Capture. Yes, evidence. You have evidence. Captivate. Captivate, Nitesh, means you use your charm. You use your charm. You use your good personality to capture someone's attention. That's captivate. Captivate. Yeah, past is caught. So here we have captured. Could you also say caught? The entire crime was caught by my camera. Caught we use usually for something more physical. If you're talking about a camera or a microphone, captured is probably better. But if you're talking about the police getting a criminal, yes, we can say the criminal was caught. Same as C, yeah. The T, capture, yes. This T in this word is pronounced like SH, capture, capture. Snipping, similar to capture. Snipping is when you take a smaller piece of video or audio, like a video or audio file, and you make it smaller. Snip. Okay, let's look at the next word, caught on tape, which is a phrase. The man was arrested because he was caught on tape. And here we see the man right there, caught on tape. A phrase means we have video evidence. There is a photo evidence or video evidence of the crime, of the person committing the crime. The man was arrested because he was caught on tape. They have evidence. They have evidence. So it's another one. It's a lot like captured. The whole phrase, though, we say caught on tape, means video evidence. Video evidence. Yes, caught red-handed. Caught doing the crime. Next one, charge, noun or a verb. The police charged the man with assault. When we use it like this, it means the same as accuse, but more official. Now the police are accusing you, and you don't really have a choice. You can't say, no, I didn't do it. You can tell the judge that, but the police don't want to hear it. The police charged the man with assault. So this man here, charged with assault, means the police accuse him of a crime, and they're going to take him in. They're going to take him into jail or prison. He has been charged. Going back to this one, you're asking, caught on tape, is it an idiom? Yeah, it's an idiom. Caught red-handed, also an idiom. Caught red-handed means somebody sees you or hears you directly committing the crime. Tape. So in old video recorders, now our video cameras use digital. So it is a digital file. It's a computer file. Tape was like old VCR or VHS tape. Let me go to let's go to video camera tape. Like this, like an old tape for a video camera. I don't know if any of you remember these types of video cameras where you had to load in a tape, like a cassette tape. This was a videotape. You had to load it into the camera, and that's where the term caught on tape came from. Caught on tape. Leo, we can't say charge a bullet in a rifle. Load a bullet into a rifle. Usually we say charge with. Going back to charge. Usually we say charged with if we say the police accused somebody of committing a crime. Charged with. Charge the man with. Usually the preposition we use with that is with. But Nitesh, you thought of the other preposition you can use. You could also use for. I was charged for violating traffic rules. You can say that if you say what the purpose of being charged, why you were charged. Nora, cold-blooded means murder. It refers to murder. Cold-blooded murder means you murder somebody without like human blood, like with reptile blood. It's like you have the blood of a snake. You have no emotion, is what it means. Yes, those old cameras are old school. Old school cameras. Yeah, you can find them in junkyards. You can find them in secondhand stores. You can find them in your grandparents' attic. Yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a long time too. And that's where this phrase came from. Caught on tape. It refers to that. Rashida, you could say, I loaded a bullet into my gun, or I load a bullet in my gun. Into is probably better. I would use the preposition into. Load into. Next one, citizen, noun. Citizens can help the police by calling them and telling them what they know. Citizens can help the police by calling them and telling them what they know. Citizen is somebody who lives in a country, a country's citizen. Citizen is you. You are a citizen of your country. Whatever country you live in, you are a citizen. I am a citizen of America. I'm not the police. I'm not a criminal. I'm just somebody who lives in this country. I am a citizen, a normal person who lives in a country. So I think you're talking about into, load into, instead of just load in. So I guess I'll go back. I'll go back a few. Let's go all the way back to our gun. Our gun example, going back. Where is it? There. Okay. Why do we say load into instead of load in? Okay, down here. I'm going to make myself disappear for a second. Down here at the bottom of the grip, of the gun's grip here, this is where you would load the clip, it looks like. This one also looks like you could possibly load maybe a single bullet up here. But usually pistols we load at the bottom. When we say load into, why do we use into instead of in? Into indicates that it goes inside something and then you can't see it. Then you can't see it. Into. Into indicates motion, movement. I could say something like, I have coffee in my cup. I'll just call this a cup. Some people call it a carafe. Some people call it a tumbler. I'm just going to call it a cup. Let's just pretend this is a cup. I have coffee in my cup. In indicates where the coffee is. In the cup, no movement. However, if I had the pitcher, I could say, I pour coffee into my cup. So the action of loading a gun, shows movement. You're taking bullets that are not yet in the gun and you're moving them inside the gun. So into. Sometimes the preposition in and into you can use interchangeably. You can use, and they mean the same thing, but into indicates movement. From outside to in. Yeah, it's a container. It's a container for bullets. A gun is a container for bullets. And the bullets start outside the gun and then they are loaded into the gun, showing movement, motion. Rashida, if you want to master prepositions, reading is a good way. See a lot of examples. Prepositions are very difficult. I would just say, take it slow, learn one at a time. We now know that into shows motion going from outside to in, and in indicates that there is no motion, it is already inside. So remember that for in and into. Yes, good, Natesh. I have coffee in my cup as I poured coffee into it. After citizen, we have claim as a verb. Claim as a verb. The man claimed his actions were in self-defense. The man claimed his actions were in self-defense. Claim is something that you say, and it's kind of can be official. This is my claim. This is what I say. I'm giving my words. Maybe at this point there is no evidence. You will have to go to court, but this is what you are going to tell the police. This is what you're going to tell your lawyer. This is what you're going to tell the judge. It is your claim. It is your statement. The man claimed his actions were in self-defense. He was defending himself. Rosa, please don't steal my coffee. That would be a terrible crime indeed. Oh, can we do prepositions later? Yes, I will look. We can do prepositions later, for sure. Yeah, statement, claim. We'll talk more about prepositions later. For now, let's concentrate on some vocabulary. How about phrasal verbs? Other Rosa, how about phrasal verbs? One at a time. You got to learn them just like you learned this vocabulary here. Phrasal verbs are vocabulary. You kind of learn them one at a time as you go. Yeah, claim, declaration, statement. Good, those are good synonyms. Cloning, noun. In many countries, cloning of animals is illegal. In many countries, cloning of animals is illegal. In many countries, cloning of animals is illegal. You cannot make a copy of an animal using that animal's cells, using that animal's DNA, using that animal's genes. If we go back up, somebody asked, Steve, you asked about the difference between a citizen and a national. I guess we could use them as synonyms. In America, I wouldn't use the word national. I would always say I am a citizen. But I suppose they have kind of the same meaning. National, to me, sounds too official. It sounds like somebody is claiming to be a citizen and maybe is not a citizen. It sounds like a claim. If you live in a country, you're just simply a citizen. There's nothing to claim. Yeah, good, Nitesh. For claim, I lost my bag. I saw my bag on the desk. I claimed it was mine. I claimed it was mine. I have no evidence, but my statement, please believe me, it is mine. That bag is mine. I need to take it. Yeah, clone is duplicate, copy. Good, Rashida. I claimed he attacked me. His claim might be he didn't attack you. So two different claims. It's what people say. It's their statement. Good, replicate, copy, duplicate. I'm just reading what you're writing here. Yes, good. Going back to citizen. A citizen has voting rights. A citizen can vote. With claim, do we use that? Often with claim. Go here. Often with claim, we often use that. He claimed that. I claimed that. Here we don't have it. This man claimed his actions were in self-defense, so you don't need it. I could say, I claimed I was innocent. Or I could say, I claimed that I was innocent. Both are correct. You can either use it with that, but you don't need to. You don't need to use it with that if you don't want. Yes, good, Chari. Like Dolly the sheep. Here we have two sheep. The first reported animal to be cloned was Dolly the sheep, the first mammal. You know, before Dolly was cloned, it was common practice to clone fish. Fish have been cloned for a long time for scientific purposes. So there were animals before Dolly. They were fish. Dolly was the first cloned mammal. Back in 1997, Dolly was cloned. Okay, next one. Commit. We're finally on the verb commit. The man is wanted for committing the crime of assaulting a store clerk. Commit. Commit. So we talked about this. The verb commit is often used with the word crime. Next one. Complex. Adjective. Or the problem is not a simple one, but rather quite complex. And it looks like in the background this picture is illustrating another meaning that we would say complex. To me, this picture looks like a complex. Complex as an adjective means complicated, confusing, intricate, has many parts, does not have an easy answer. Complex. Rosa, you can say, I claim my rights. Yes, I claim my rights as a citizen. I claim my voting rights as a citizen. I say I have the right to vote. Hopefully the law will agree with me. As far as phrasal verbs, I will look for more resources on phrasal verbs if you want to learn more. Yes, more animals are cloned now. Good. Complex, complicated, hard, confusing. Oh, you want to talk more about commit as a verb? Commit, we use it with crime. It means do the crime. Actually, perform the action of doing the crime. You actually do the crime. You make the action of the crime, whatever it is, stealing, breaking into someplace, assaulting someone. You actually do the crime. You commit the crime. It just means do. With crime, it just means do. Yes, building complex. In the background, we have a picture of a building complex. It is quite complex. The case is very complex. Good, Rashida. Good example. Complex. Sophisticated. Is there a difference between complex and sophisticated? Sophisticated indicates maybe high class. A lot of money is involved, or a high artistic standard, or just a high standard is applied. I have sophisticated tastes in food, meaning I want the best food, prepared by the best chefs. Complex is just has many parts, has many different parts to make something work. It would mean maybe something hard to explain. No, I've never committed a crime. At least I have never been accused or charged of committing a crime. Actually, I have committed a crime. I've driven over the speed limit. I've driven too fast. Conceal as a verb. The criminal concealed his gun when he entered the bank. The criminal concealed his gun when he entered the bank. Hide. It's another word for hide. Purposely hide. Leave it out of sight. Conceal. What's after conceal? Convict. Convict, verb. The criminal was convicted of assault and robbery and sentenced to 5 years in jail. The criminal was convicted of assault and robbery and sentenced to 5 years in jail. This means the judge, the courts, the jury has decided that the person is a criminal, and now legally they have been convicted. They are now responsible for that crime, so they have to go to jail. They have been convicted. Oh, charged of. Rashida, I'm using another preposition with charge. Charged with, charged for, charged of. I have been charged of. And yes, so there's another preposition you can use. I've never been charged of a crime. I have never been charged with a crime. I use charged of because I used a very general term. Charged of a crime. If I was charged, I would probably say charged with. I have been charged with speeding. Actually, I have been caught. I shouldn't say I've never been charged with a crime. I have been caught speeding before. My bad. I was driving too fast. Conceal. Okay, cooperation, noun. Please cooperate with me so that we can do this faster. Cooperate means work together. And here we see the soldiers working together to move the logs. Cooperation. Many people working together to make a job easier. Many people working together to make a job easier. And we use this in crime. We say, please cooperate with the police. If the police ask you questions, please answer them. Don't fight the police. Please cooperate with the police. Crook, noun. You should not trust him. He is a crook. Crook is the same as criminal. It's another word for criminal, synonym for criminal. Crook. Crook. You should not trust him. He is a crook. Yeah, with this one, go back up. With this one, cooperation does mean correlate, work together. Crook. Deceive as a verb. I think this will be our last one. Deceive as a verb. Criminals are good at deceiving people, at tricking them, at lying to them, at fooling them. Deceive, making them think something else, maybe making people think that they are innocent. Criminals are good at deceiving people, tricking them. And good, Steve, that's a good idiom. Many hands make light work. Many hands make light work. The more people working together, the easier a task is. Deceive, good. Lie. Okay, I'm going to exit out of here. We're going to have to stop there, but I would like to say that we are going to continue vocabulary of crime next time, so we will have a part 2 on this. So you can look over these words. I did share the class notes. I'll share them one last time. We'll be talking about these words next time as well. For homework, for those of you who are subscribing members of this class, please do this homework, which would be the exercise 1 for this vocabulary and the exercise 3 for this vocabulary. So exercises 1 and 3 for this vocabulary. I have to go, but I'll be back next time, Wednesday morning, for part 2 of crime vocabulary, where we will get through more. Until then, keep studying, Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful tomorrow. And I look forward to talking to you again. Great questions, by the way. Lots of questions. Are you guys now official criminals? Maybe you're official criminals, but hopefully you will also be official responsible citizens as well. Okay. Have an excellent time, everybody. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And I will be back then. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.